Whoa, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you so much for dropping by and spending your Christmas day on the WP Guru channel. Thank you so much, guys. Merry Christmas and a wonderful happy holidays if it's not Christmas that you're celebrating. We have a full house here thanks to Mr. Chris and his raid, but even without him, we'd have amazing company. Guys, Miss Pamela is here. Hello. Miss Julia is here. Very good to see you. There's Madness Middles who's here. Thank you so much for just following Lupoo. I'm afraid that you're not going to be able to speak to us for the next 10 minutes, but that's to keep the spammers out, so apologies for that. Thank you so much for joining us, so super much appreciated. And of course, Mr. Chris is here. Then there's Mr. Rod who's just joined us, and it's so super exciting. I think we're going to go and start up with a bit of a continuation from what we've just seen from in Chris's stream. If you were there, Chris was using, it's kind of a co-streaming, co-branding experience. Chris was using my mug and I'm using his mug because that's just how we roll here. And so what happened was Chris had some issues with camera clipping, and I thought I just wanted to elaborate on how this works in DAZ Studio just after I'm putting up some funky tunes here to get us into the Christmas spirit. If I'm gonna find maybe this one here, that might be nice. The bicycle ride. Nice, I like it. Let's do this. And then let's get started with a bit of DAZ Studio. First of all, I'll put my pointer focus thing on, and then there we are. That's going to put a little highlight around my cursor, and then we can have a look at this. So Chris was saying when I'm modeling stuff that is very small, I have to go and dolly really close into the object. So let's go and make ourselves an object for demonstration purposes. And I might just use a sphere. It isn't quite as small as the details that Chris was modeling, but we'll adjust that in a minute. I'm going to go and give it a bit of a darker base color, maybe something like this. There we go. Object sorted. Perfect. So now I need a camera, and I'm going to go and copy one that is going to be the same as my perspective view. Hey there, Mr. Kiwi. Good to see you. Very good to see you. Thank you for following. I appreciate that. I just said to Lepoo, if you are, because you're a new follower, I think you can't chat for about 10 minutes. Don't let that discourage you. It is literally just to keep the spam bots out. I'm so sorry I have to put drastic measures like that in place. But your patience will be rewarded, of course. So this is now my camera, and I can go and dolly around, and there will come the point at which I'm going to reach the object, and you will just see that it goes like ponk. So in this case, I'm basically inside the sphere. And now I'm outside. So this is inside, this is outside. But DAZ Studio doesn't really apply a camera clipping there. So I can see how this is getting in the way if you're getting too close to smaller objects. So just to reiterate what's happening here, let's go over to the window, viewports, and I'll use top to bottom here. So then we can go and see maybe my camera at the bottom, and on the top here I'm gonna choose the actual top view, and this is going to show you what happens to the camera. So if I go and hover over the bottom one and I dolly, so this is just rolling my mouse button, then the camera is going to eventually intersect with the object, and this is exactly when we see this change on the bottom viewport happening. Can you see that here? Now I'm on the outside of the object, so literally the front of the camera is hitting the object, and if I go even further, then I'm inside the object. So DAZ Studio isn't quite clipping this, but I can see how it appears it would do that. And so if this ever happens to you and you need to just go any closer in there, you can, so the mouse wheel behaves that there's like steps in there, right? But if you wanted to get somewhere between this and that step, you can literally go and use the zoom button here. So if you left click and drag this, then you can do this in smaller increments. So this is one option to get closer to the object, if you ever need that in between steps. But then of course the other thing is that if you go and if you're further away from the object, we go and zoom out here a little bit so we can see that, you can use your camera and then change the focal length of the camera. And what that'll do is it'll increase this, so it'll leave the position of the camera alone and just zoom in as if you'd had like that zoom lens. And that happens on the parameters tab with the camera selected under camera, and then there's focal length here. That's the 65 is the default, and if you left click and drag that, then you'll see that the camera in the top viewport stays stationary, but in the bottom one you basically go closer to it. And this means now you can literally zoom in seriously close without ever intersecting with the object. So no matter how big or small that is, this is a way for you to get really close if you need to see something really close, because it doesn't mess with the focus. So you can literally go extremely close and you'll never have that clipping issue. I hope that clears it up. If ever you need to get up really close to an object, no matter how big or small it is, then, you know, focal length is your friend. There we go. Yeah, so camera clipping is one of those things. In Blender we have that, and in Blender it's just very, I don't really know why they've implemented it in Blender, I have to say, because in Blender it really gets in the way and you want to pretty much disable it. And in DAZ Studio they don't have that. There's so in Blender there's a thing when the camera is here and the focal clipping point is by default here, and you were to get beyond this in Blender, then you would see nothing. And you have that at the back as well, that there's basically a back clipping plane, and if you if that is set in a way that you don't see far away objects, then, you know, I think it just cuts down viewport performance times. I think that's why they've done it. That's one of those things. DAZ Studio doesn't have that, which is kind of cool. Right, Jeremy, that is really good to hear, and this is exactly what we're going to continue on with. In fact, let me go and grab a new scene here. That is what's going to happen today, the continuation of how we go about making sure the Synty guys can live on long and prosper in DAZ Studio. So they've made some changes there in comparison to the older characters. Here I have all my scenes kind of jumbled up. They need to be sorted out at one point, but I've sorted them out here. These are the shopper materials, and then this is my shops pack, just the characters. I think we can probably make some handsome looking thumbnails for that. This is just the all characters in one spot, so this is the one thing that has changed. And if I go and double click one of these guys, then we have them in our scene. And the cool thing is they are posable and compatible with Genesis 8 poses, which is really nice. So we can go and, you know, have him, whoops, that's unfortunate, but we can have him, you know, lift his arms. I haven't set limits or anything. I could go ahead and do that, but I think I'm going to be all right without limits, because they're just going to be kind of demo poses, really. But yes, that works perfectly fine. And I've given them names. They're currently subsets, so they're not saved as figures right now. But if I go ahead and pick a pose, any pose, perhaps maybe one of those, I don't know, those are expressions, they're not going to work, but hey, they're comedian poses, that's going to work, I'm thinking. Standing poses. I could set up a compatibility base for these guys. I might actually do that, depending on how far I get with, you know, with mapping them, but I can go have them jump. There we go. So this is kind of nice, and he can, you know, he can do all kinds of things, and whoa, exciting to see you all. So there we go. This is exactly what I've been dreaming of, because I really want to use the Synty guys inside DAZ Studio. So this is what will make that happen. But one thing that you'll notice in comparison to the older Synty characters, these guys don't have hair. These guys are bald. And that is because the Synty guys have started doing more modular things. So beards and hairbands and hairstyles and all that, they're now modular things that can be applied to characters, which makes for infinite possibilities, which is so cool. And yesterday I took some time exporting the hair props out so that they fit the guys in the A pose, but I haven't had a chance to load them into DAZ Studio, materialize them, and turn them into hair props so that they can be loaded onto any of the shop characters that I'm using. So there we go. That is what today's session is all about. Mr. Brian, Merry Christmas. Very good to see you. Very good to see you all. It's just wonderful to spend Christmas with you. Very nice. In the company of nice 3D friends. Yes, indeed. Also, Merry Christmas, of course, Kenji and Roberta. Very important. Let me go and use my attendant female here as a guide. So she's in the A pose here. There's one other thing I might set up later, and that's more important, I think, for women wearing skirts. So my secret idea is all of this isn't clothing. This is all just one object, right? So with the with the apron, it's not that big a problem, but sometimes women wear skirts with the Synty guys, and that's essentially just a full triangle here. So what I might try, bonus, don't know if it's going to happen today, I'm going to create a new material zone just for the front and make that deforce, so that when we have something in which you have a person kind of walking and the legs would be kind of spread apart, if we put deforce on there, the geometry might settle a little bit better. It might not work at all because the geometry is just very little there, but you know, maybe we can avoid stretching. It might go horribly wrong. It's kind of a bonus thing. I'm thinking maybe I'll do that in another session. For now, let's see if we can get the hair going and save ourselves, make ourselves another folder with hair, and hair colors are probably okay because they're going to be the shop materials here. Let's go make a new folder here first of all, and I'll call it shops hair, I'm thinking. And when I load it in, it should just fit right onto her head, and I think all the hair props are the same. Let me go and import this. There we go. These are all the things we've set off, we've exported yesterday. So that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Amazing. Beard 01. That's that might not fit her, but we'll see what happens. No, actually fits perfectly well. It's maybe not close enough to the face. So I'll see if that's different on the male character. Also, I might see what happens if we're not smoothing this. So it's going to be a bit of trial and error here. So just disabling the smooth shading here. It looks like we didn't quite catch that yesterday. It's not quite close enough to her face, but it could just be that that's not quite working for the female characters. Let me go and load in a male character. Let's see if that works better. Here's a shop attendant male. He's already unshaved, and yeah, so for him it works okay. So I'm not going to worry about it. I might just have these two guys in here, like a male guy and a female guy. Female guy, female girl, more like it. And he gets a material, so that's a shader that we need to apply to the beard. And let's just use matte A. That's cool, so then we can go with matte B and matte C. I'm kind of hoping that they have different beard colors at one point. Not much. Oh, there we go. 3A. It's kind of a blonde beard and it's kind of a light brown beard. So there are variations in these materials. Red beard, good stuff. I'll just use this one. It'll work on all of them, so it's good. Hey, Mr. Rod, good to see you. A blueberry pie for Christmas. Oh, you had to move quickly. Welcome. Merry Christmas to you and to Joe. Pie. I must admit, I've already had a piece of chocolate and mint pie, which is super exciting. A random citizen has just subscribed to my YouTube channel. Thank you. Merry Christmas. If you're here, if you're on YouTube, it doesn't matter. Thank you for dropping by. Enjoy the channel. Shops hair. So I'm going to go and fix this beard here. Beard 01. I'm just going to go and leave it in the Synty description. I could do something about the material descriptions. I'm not going to do that because it's just for me, really. It's not for a product. I think if we were to turn this into a product for the Synty guys, we would do all that. But you know, I have to speak to them first. That might be a cool idea, though. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to go and save this now as a smart prop. So in that case, I don't want this to be just lurking over the character. I could literally parent it to the face. I might not do that though. I might just go, actually no, I have to do that. I have to go and select literally the figure's head. I'm going to go and left click and drag the beard onto the head. And of course the implication is that if I were to go and move the head of the figure, then the beard moves with it. That's kind of what we want. If I hadn't done this, then the beard wouldn't move. And in order for this to be saved now, I think I go and say little plus icon, support asset somewhere. It's not here. What a shame, it's in here. File, save as, support asset, figure prop asset. That is what that is, and it needs to be in a particular library, namely the one that's on my desktop, which it shouldn't be, but it is. And it is in DAZ Synty scenes, I believe. And in here, it'll be in Shop's Hair. I'm going to call that Beard 01. Righty, and then, oh yes, okay, so this is the kind of slightly scary bit here. Vendor name. That's me. I should really fill this out elsewhere. I might just do that. Item name is going to be Synty Shops Pack. And then the product name, well, that's also, actually, that's Beard 01, isn't it? And the product is Synty Shops. Let's see, smart parenting is correct. Compress, we don't need to do that. And this is the correct library. Yes, and that's really all I need to do. I don't think I need to do anything here because I'm not setting up a compatibility base at the moment. I'm just gonna go and do this, and that's that. That's perfect. So if I were to go and say I wanted to try the beard on my female shop person, even though it's not going to fit properly, I'll go and double click and boom, beard's there, and it is properly parented, is it? Under the head, it is indeed. So there we go, it works. That is perfect. It does, my goodness, Rod, it was amazing, I have to say. Do you know, yes. Absolutely, Jeremy. Oh, hey, I'm hyped here. This is good. This is working. And just to get an impression of what happened to the geometry, since this is now a figure prop asset, that is... Just want to make absolutely sure this is happening the way I expect it to happen. We have data in my folder now, J vs Lewis, Synty Shops, Beard 01, and there's the UV set and the DSF file which describes the geometry. And then the DUF file that I'm saving up here that we can see in the file browser, that is this Shops Pack, isn't it? We're after Shop's Hair. This is just a DUF file, so just a 69 kilobyte DUF file. That doesn't describe the geometry. That just describes where the geometry can be found. And the bases and all that. Alrighty. You go back in case we need a female to test things with. There you are. This is your beard and boom. Okay, thank you, man. Your beard is much appreciated. Let's see what else we can do here. Maybe we need to go and... for beards, this is actually... This works quite well. For the hair, we'll see how it goes. So, next one. Beard 02, of course. Here it is. Good stuff. Beard 02 needs to be parented to the head with it still selected. Let's go and make that blocky, unsmooth, and we'll put a bit of material on there. And that's all we need, isn't it? I might just go and set up a camera here. Just so that we have this framed up for the thumbnail, and then I can just go and have a look if it fits him from all angles. It looks like it does, so that's all good. All good. So Beard 02, and we can't do this from here, can we? I'm secretly hoping we can, but it's just not happening. So we'll do it from here. File save as. I could set up myself a shortcut for this. Righty, figure prop asset. I might do that because I'm gonna hit this for a long time, like over and over again. I might just go and try and do that. So save as support asset, figure prop asset. Let's see. I might even. I think I've had one at one point, but let me do that. Workspace customer. Hey Kiwi, how's it going? Merry Christmas. From the you said this before. From the Aotearoa. What is the Aotearoa? That sounds amazing, but I don't know what it is. I think you've said this before, and I'm not quite sure if I understood what that is. Perhaps maybe the area where you're at, possibly. Ah, bloody ads. One of those things. So let's see if I can find it. It certainly is in file, but it's not in that file list here. So geometry help, interface, lights, morphing. Could be under support, something. Smart content. I might even... Weight mapping, connect. Could it be create? It's not connect. It's not create. I think I have actually written an article on this. It may be on here somewhere. It's probably, it could be advanced. Nope. Align, animation, bridges, camera, content creator, exporter. That could be. Nope, that's not it. Figure setup, geometry editor. Joint editor, property editor, transfer utility, weight mapping, connect library, content library. Could be content library. Don't know. Create poser companion files. This could be where that is. Content DB maintenance, import, search, ask to replace, auto replace, enter with migrate. No, that's not it. Good to know. Create. That could be. Could that be create? No. Defaults, draw, dynamic, edit, environment, face transfer. It's not in file, which is a shame. Geometry, assignment, editing, locking, selection, visibility, help, interface style, inverse kinematics, morph, editing, panes, parameters, pose, power pose, puppeteer, render, IPR, render, album, RSL editor, save filters deprecated. Could be that. I think we're getting close. Save filters. Figure prop asset. There we go. That's exactly it. So something easy to reach, like that's also easy to remember. Oh, I see. That's the Maori word for New Zealand. How exciting. All right. Oh, thank you so much for clearing that up. We are currently heavily into, I don't know how this happened, but we're heavily into TV shows filmed in New Zealand. I don't know, it just kind of happened. And we love it. It's so the super favorite is, of course, the Broken Wood Mysteries. And they are amazing. But we've discovered this other one, which it was called, that's kind of slightly creepy. We were watching one series of it called One Lane Bridge, I believe. Pretty much with the same cast, which is kind of cool. And then the third one we're watching is called The Gulf. It's beautiful landscapes and all a bit creepy and extremely well made. So high budget productions these are. Very, very cool. Super duper into those. Ah, man, Chris, I've totally explained things to you. It's at the beginning of the stream. I might just turn it into a little highlight and then send you the clip. So that explains camera clipping. No problem, Chris. Do you know, I think so too. If it weren't for the unbelievably long flight, I'd be all over that. It's super amazing, just for the landscape. Can you imagine the amount of pictures we could take there? Ah, Rod, unbelievable. So figure prop asset, how about Alt F? Shall I do that? Change keyboard shortcut Alt F, would that make sense? Yes, look at that, it's not taken. Apply and accept. Accept, there we go. So with the beard selected, Alt F, if I don't forget it. Totally doesn't work. Why doesn't it work? I'm thinking, that totally doesn't work, does it? Support asset figure Alt F. It says it here, but if I press it, now it happens. Or has it happened? No, it hasn't happened. But there's no, it just doesn't happen. Alt F. Come on. Why you no work? Oh. But Control F, does that do something? Control F does that. That's just, that wasn't good. Man. Yeah, that's a shame. So Alt F doesn't work. Could be because of the F or with the Alt F. It could be something like that. Maybe I can. Let me try again. something different. Control Alt F. Maybe nothing with F. It could be that F is already doing something. Or maybe I'll just have to do it. I might just no. Let's try this. Let's try this. Be proper. Be professional about this. Did we say something about filters? Wasn't it? I've already forgotten. Sadly. Save filters. There we go. That's it. Figure prop asset. Let's change keyboard shortcut. Maybe I'll make it Control Alt F. Let's try that. So Control Alt F. Aha! There we go. Control Alt F works. So Alt F didn't work. Control Alt F will work. So we'll call it Beard 02. And this I need to change. Vendor name and the product name can then just go and be pasted in there. Perfect. Let me just go and change this. Under Preferences, Scene Interface, I think it's Content. It's somewhere. Is it author information? That's it, exactly. Oh no, that's not it. That's where it takes that from. And that's all we need to put in here, I think. And that's all we can put in here. Perfect. So now, next time, since this is a new DAZ Studio installation, this is why that's happening. So now with Beard selected, Control Alt F, it does this. Beard 02 does this. My name is in here, and all we need to do is this, and that's already pre-selected. Smart parenting is very important so that it puts itself into the same place. I don't know how this beard is actually different from the other beard, but I guess it's a different beard. It's less, you know, it's less at the top here somehow. Okay, let's crack on then. Another beard, headband 01. Okay. So this is probably more for the lady of the house. And we can test it on her as well. Looks awesome on him too. But I think this is more for the lady. So I'm going to put this on her head. Like so. With it selected under surfaces. Switch that off. Bit of material going here. Look at that. Can we turn it into blonde as well? Yes, almost. Yes, look at that. Perfect. And if you really wanted to, you can totally mess with turn this into a surface here and turn it into your own headband. All possible. Oh yes, please do that, Kiwi, please. That'd be great. Okay. Funny, isn't it, how that works? Dutch guy linking to tourist places, or like non-tourist places in New Zealand. The world is but a village, I tell you. Shops hair. So this is hairband 01. Hairband 01. There we go. Product is this, and boom. I like it. I like it. Hair messy, also good. I don't know if that's for him or for her. I think it works for both. So I'll just use her now as a... Hair messy, blocky, unsmooth. Give us a good material here. Indeed. Endless possibilities. Works for him and her. So hair messy, that's it. Hair messy. Oops, that went into the wrong folder clearly. Or did it? Because no, it's in here now. Oh, good stuff, good stuff. That's perfect. Exactly what we wanted. Groovy. Hair messy goes away. Next hair comes in. Hair net female. Now that's definitely for the female. Neat. Drag that onto the head. Blocky. And now we have an old lady. That's just so cool. I love it. Do you know, Pamela, that is a great question, and sadly it is not possible. I mean, it is technically possible, but I'm not allowed because I'm an affiliate on Twitch, and so they put the restriction in that as soon as you hit affiliate, your content has to remain on Twitch exclusively for 24 hours. Otherwise I'd do it. It would be no problem for me at all. And due to this it having to happen that way, I'll just keep this kind of for working sessions, and I'll put these streams out though on my YouTube channel with a bit of delay. So I'll just start transferring them over, and sometimes I edit them into shorter pieces. Sometimes working sessions I don't even port. But yes, no, I totally understand that if you're more like a YouTube viewer, you enjoy that chat experience more and you kind of find your way around better, but it's political, I'm afraid. With DAZ, it's possible because we're not affiliates on Twitch, so that's why we can do both Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook at the same time. And this is in fact what I have done previously here, but when you hit affiliate, then you're not allowed to do that anymore. One of those things. It is a bummer. I'd love it if they could just abolish that rule, because I think everyone hates it. If you want to multi-stream, let people multi-stream. I don't know what this whole locking down and exclusivity nonsense is. It's just one of those things. But hey, them's the rules. Control-Alt-F. This is hairnet female 01, as if we had hairnet male. Ding! Accept. There. What's next? Oh, also, speaking of which, this is something that I've been meaning to tell people, but they took that feature away now. Anyone who's a subscriber of mine on Twitch, so not a follower, but a subscriber, like a paying customer here on Twitch, you guys get an automatic invite to my Discord server. But for that to happen, kind of magically, auto-magically, you need to connect Discord to Twitch, and then the magic is just going to seamlessly happen. Just throwing it out there. We do have hairnet male. Oh my goodness, it's for the butcher guy, isn't it? Yes, it's one of those things. I wish I could let people know about this, but there used to be an option where Twitch would let you send your subscribers messages, but of course they took that away because people took advantage. And one of those things. It's kind of a catch-22 situation. Okay, Control-Alt-F. No, hang on. This needs to be on top of the head. And it's going to be hairnet female, hairnet male. Ding! There we go. And that's that. And that's that. All right. 6 down. 10 to go. Hairnet, hair ponytail. Loving a good ponytail. There we go, loving that. Drag onto head and put out material. Oop, that didn't work. Select first. There we go. Different hair colors as well. Do we have red? I'm sure we do. Somewhere. Not in the ponytail. Blocky, check, and I don't seem to even have to go into it. It's just Control-Alt-F and it remembers the path. It does indeed. So this is now hair ponytail 01. It's actually polytail. It's actually ponytail. There we go. All right. New platforms similar to YouTube. You know what? There are a couple actually. There's one I remember that's called Glimesh, and they use the same protocol that Mixer used to use. That's kind of nice. That's a very fast streaming protocol. It's a bit unstable for me, sadly, but I did try that out. And another one that might be interesting for all the blockchain customers is in fact one that's called, I forgot the name, but it's basically streaming onto IPFS straight away, something like that. And it's not associated with any of the big players. So Twitch is Amazon, YouTube is of course Google. There's also Picato, that's another art streaming platform. There's also DLive, that's another one that's independent. There's so many out there. What was I going to do? Material. Unblocky, check. Material, nice. Hair ponytail number 2. It's in position and oh, it's Control M because Control that. There we go. Hair ponytail 02. Yes, Picato is another interesting one. It has it's grown over the years, but it's a audience on those platforms tiny compared to any of the other big players. Hair short. Aha. Hair short goes on here. Blocky off. Material on. Oh. And this is hair short 01. Miss Darja is here. Hello, how you doing? Merry Christmas. Good to see you. We're gonna go put that in here. Synty hair pieces, yes, that is what I'm doing. So these are independent geometries here, and they can then go and be put on our character. So if I go and pick one up, and I go and pick a hair, any hair, I can just double click it and it'll pop into place. A bit like the DAZ hair, but it's just much more low poly, and it's also generic to the character. So any character can look like this. She's got a beard and stuff. So usually that's, you know, for men, but one of those things. Yeah, the beard is different, isn't it? Yeah, so that's what I'm setting up so that I can build my own background characters. That's what we're doing. Right, yes, and so I think then, Pamela, you have choice. So they all have pros and cons, I gotta say. So Twitch is nice because it's a really nice bunch of people here, and it's extremely chilled out and low key, and the audience is large. The disadvantage with Twitch is that discovery is basically zero. So no one is gonna happen across your stream. I mean, they do, but it's by tiny accidents. Usually people introduce you, you know, audiences introduce you, like Chris would raid you maybe, and then 10 of his viewers would find out your channel, and then gradually this is how you increase your audience. Twitch is nice because the barrier to monetization is very low. You need to reach, I think, 50 followers, and you need to stream a certain amount of time, and you have to have a certain amount of concurrent viewers, and then you can start monetizing your stream that way. You can still ask for donations beforehand, that's not a problem, but it's one of those things. It's easier than on YouTube, where the entry to monetization is much higher, 1,000 followers, and also I think 4,000 watch hours per month, I believe. Advantage with YouTube is, I don't know if discoverability is easier, but big advantage with YouTube is you get transcodes right from the get-go, like this little gear icon on the bottom. If you have, if you're streaming at a certain bit rate and people can't download that, they can just go drop down to a lower quality and still view your stream. Twitch, it's not like that. If people can't see your stream because your bitrate is too high, then they can't watch your stream, because Twitch doesn't always give you transcodes. Affiliates get transcodes, partners get transcodes. Normal people who are just starting out, they they don't often get transcode, so that's a little bit mean. Twitch also deletes your streams after 2 weeks unless you have Prime, in which case they take 2 months to do that. But then all the streams that you've done, they just kind of, you know, when they're 2 months old or 2 weeks old, they just disappear. And if you want to watch something that's 6 months old, it might be gone unless you intervene and clip it up. Whereas on YouTube, everything always remains like forever. So one of those things. So I'd probably test both platforms out and see which one you're comfortable with. Twitch is somewhat easier to just press a button and go live. YouTube is a little bit more tricky, but it's kind of along the same lines. Try either out. If you say you're more like a YouTube girl, I'd probably recommend YouTube. If you don't care about monetization, like adverts and subscribers and all that, because you can still ask for donations through Ko-fi if you're interested in that. But also, if you're not interested in that, that's also totally fine. Those are just kind of my thoughts, you know. Twitch versus YouTube, one of those things. You could do this with Decimator as well. Yes, that is possible. That is possible. It'll mangle the characters, but you could do it. Yes, that is possible. Let's see, where are we? We had hair short 1, so we're with hair short 2 now. Here we go, left click and drag onto the head. And then we go over to materials, make that unsmooth and go pop, whoops, bit of a material on there. And then we have that hair short, haha. So hair short 02. And that's that. Aha, groovy. And Beeble, welcome! How you doing? Good to see you again. Let's move on to hair short number 3. Goes onto the head. So technically, this is the same process as you'd use in DAZ Studio, for high resolution hair, but of course you would spend more time building it, and then there's a lot of work involved, getting morphs and stuff. I don't actually know how hair creators do it with. Oops, I'm so sorry. That's not what I meant. How hair creators do it in regards to morphs for the hair. That is just such a huge amount of work. Biscuits does it, but I don't know how she does it. I don't even know what tools they use to create hair. So there's 2 schools of thought for hair. The first one is strand-based hair, which is something we can do in DAZ Studio natively here. Hair short number 4. And that's with this hair tool here. If you say create new strand-based hair, it lets you grow hair on a surface. And that then has, you can apply deforce to that and all that. It has preview issues, but you can create hair literally in DAZ Studio with this. But the other hair, like the hair that we usually use, isn't made that way. And most hair is created with, like you said earlier, with these hair kind of planes, thin planes that then go and follow like the hair that Aprillish makes, those types of hairs. And Biscuits. That goes on the head. Surface, make it blocky. And materials go like that. And we do that and we say hair short 04. There we go. Rod has his own command. I love it. I agree. 36 is better than 0. 35, my friend Ray always liked to say, well, 36 is that's more than 35. And he's absolutely correct about this. I think as long as you enjoy what you do, I don't think subscriber counts really matter. That's just me. But 36 bots is that's crazy. That is crazy. 36, but this is kind of partly why I've enabled this option where new followers have to wait 10 minutes before they can chat. That really cuts down on them. Because I had that as well. I've never counted them, but I certainly had like 5 or 10. The funniest that I had once was when you had, when the stream was starting and somebody, I don't know how this happened, somebody must have bought likes on my video, or I tried a service out that did this. So during the holding loop, we had like 200 likes or something, and the stream hadn't even started. That was crazy. And that's kind of the other end of the spectrum, where people try to build automatic hype, you know. I don't know how this happened, and I didn't have that many viewers, but it was just that many likes, you know, which was crazy. Don't know how that happened. Right. Brian, how did your animation come out? Has that rendered yet? I'm really excited about this. Brian's discovered a very interesting, shall we call it motion blur effect? I think so. Hair short 05. But it's not motion blur as we know it. It's kind of a pixelated, voxelated kind of motion blur. So very interesting. See what that looks like. Hair short, hair styled 01. Ooh, that looks nice. Look at that. It's got multiple material zones. Or multiple colors in there. Very neat. Oh, groovy stuff. Look at that. Now that is just awesome. Hair styled 01. Okay, oh no, hang on, this was wrong. I have to put this on the head, and then we have to go and save this again. Hair styled 01. Otherwise the smart parenting information isn't being saved. There we go. Style. Now we have hair long. I should really fix that, shouldn't I? I think I might just rename that. Yeah, I'm gonna go and rename that here. Hair long 1. One, 2, and 3. There. So hair long. Where's that now? Hair long, there we go. These 3, those are the last ones that we need to do. Hair long, lovely. Look at that. Full head of hair. Beautiful. Blonde, brunette, and dark. I like it. And kind of a red tinge as well. Very nice. Let's leave that for the thumbnail. Hair long 01. Most important job of the day. Feed Roberta. Yes, I agree. And yes, Pamela, the only way to keep finding out is if you just go and stream again. So I'd recommend do a test and see what works best for you. So I think that's one thing. The one tip I'd give everyone: try it out and see how it works for you. And if you have a good time, then that's all that counts, really. So if streaming on YouTube works better for you than streaming on Twitch, that's very legitimate. If you want to try out both platforms, if you're not affiliated on Twitch, you can do that, and it's completely free to do that. You just stream to Restream, and then Restream takes care of multiple destinations. It's a free service that you can use. It's also, it'll marry up your chat, so you can have best of both worlds, and then you just stream a while and see where the audience is. And if you find there's more people on YouTube than there are on Twitch, then you go with YouTube. And if you find there's more people on Twitch than there are on YouTube, then you go with Twitch. That's how I would do it. In fact, that's how I've done it, and it worked quite well. And now I'm kind of on both platforms, but that's because I've been doing it for a while. I can't believe Chris has subscribed yesterday. Thank you, Chris, by the way. Chris has subscribed. We kind of we started doing this regularly around the same time. I think Chris started a little earlier than I did, and I can't believe it's been 2 years already. That's quite crazy. So 2 years I've been on Twitch. That is crazy because it just doesn't feel like that. It feels more like, 6 months, a year perhaps. No, it's been 2 years already. Crazy stuff. Hair Long 02. Synty shops. All right. Hair Long 03, final hair of the day. Hair Long 3. There it is. Not so bad at all. There we go. Blocky. Good material. Nice. Look at all that. Very good. Hair Long 03. Okay. We've got all the hair that we can ask for. Here it is. These are all the hair props. Isn't that amazing? Got 2 beards, got tons of hair. This is great. So I'll do a bit of a test run now with various characters from the pack, and we'll see what happens. So male attendee shop guy we're done with. Let's pick a few other characters, including Santa. Where does the time go? Yes, I totally agree. Beeble, yes, you can simulcast. That's allowed, and that's possible technically with Restream for free. But I'm not allowed to do it on my channel because I'm an affiliate. So if you're an affiliate with Twitch, then in the agreement it says you have to leave whatever you put on Twitch there for 24 hours, which excludes multi-streaming. But you can do it if you're not an affiliate with Twitch. YouTube, don't mind. If you're monetized with YouTube and you want to multi-stream to other destinations, YouTube, don't mind. But Twitch are a little tricky about that. I don't think they'd enforce it, but you do basically breach the affiliate agreement. If I were to go and multi-stream to here and to YouTube at the same time on my channel, I'd get into trouble. Well, I have the chance of getting into trouble. If I do it on the DAZ channel, it doesn't matter because the DAZ channel is not affiliated on Twitch. One of those things. Yes, Twitch kind of auto-deletes live streams, yes, unless you create a highlight out of them. That's how that works. So you can save things there forever, but one thing that I find with Twitch is that Twitch is really all about, live streaming, so they never float videos that are like older than a day. It's so like the archive content that YouTube is so strong with that they keep floating, things that are 5 years old that you keep discovering. That's a brilliant YouTube algorithm at work, and Twitch don't do that. So if you have something here on your channel, it's there. If you clip it up, then it'll remain forever, but it's the chance of discovery is basically zero unless you send people there. So you can use it, you can embed it on your websites, you can share it with people. That works. Something you've done 6 months ago if you've clipped it up, but the chances of somebody discovering it is basically zero. And on YouTube, those chances are much bigger. So yes, that's a big argument. So if you wanted to make like a diary of your journey and a kind of a progress report, then YouTube is the better option because you don't have to worry about your videos disappearing or not. So yes, good point. And you also get transcodes, which I think is super, super valuable. So if those two things are important to you, then I'd probably go with YouTube. But as I said, you can have best of both worlds if you use Restream and then just go stream to Twitch and to YouTube, and your videos will stay on YouTube, and from Twitch they'll disappear. But if you pick up some viewers in the process, win-win. Also a great idea, Julia. Yes, there's a thing built in. Might I actually show you this inside Twitch? If I go and show you my video dashboard here, you can go to content. This is where your video producer, this is kind of the dark side of Twitch. This is the stream that we're doing right now. This is one I've done yesterday. These are all the streams I've done. And I can filter this down by past broadcasts or uploads. Uploading is also not possible with Twitch unless you're an affiliate. Or you can highlight things, or these are expiring streams. So I haven't got any, but if anything is older than 2 months, it would be in the expiring category, and then it would just, auto deleted. So a highlight is the thing that never goes away. So this has only happened yesterday. So if I wanted to keep that, I'd need to go and click highlight and then set an in point and an out point, and then the system does some processing, and then the video is going to stay there forever. If I wanted to send any of these things, be that a highlight or these are highlights here. I think this is an upload. These are highlights here. These things are, so I can't highlight them anymore because they're already highlights. These things are live streams here. If I wanted to send this over to YouTube, I can just go and say either download the footage. I can do that within the 2 weeks that you have, or you can highlight it from here. You can watch it, or you can say export. And that's kind of cool. So export means send it to YouTube. And the way this works is if I click it, then I'm being, little dialog comes up, export to YouTube. You connect it once, and then you can say, give it a title, give it a description, hit export, and then it just does this cloud to cloud, and then your video ends up on your YouTube channel. You can make it public, or you can just keep it private until you're ready to tweak descriptions and thumbnails and all that. And that's that. So you can do that as well. It's very good point, Julia. Haha. And of course you can download them and then edit them yourself. Let me show you the highlighter quickly. The highlighter is kind of cool with Twitch. You just click any of the videos that you want to highlight, and this is what it looks like. It's a little bit intimidating, I gotta say, but you've got your watch window here with also viewing options. So if you want to speed through your footage, you can just watch in double time. And then these are the highlights that you're making. So if a 2-hour stream, you had like 5 good moments that were around 2 to 5 minutes long, then you would go and find the beginning of that moment. Let's say it's here, and then, or let's say, let's go into the actual footage, and let's say this is the beginning of my footage. I'll go and right click this or left click this and say start segment here, and then I'll say, great, this is where that ended. So you can set this properly, and then you say start end segment here, and then this is the actual highlight that you're going to make. You can also take things out in the middle and then just have one bit at the beginning, one bit at the end, and kind of collapse that into one highlight. So this could be one highlight, and then you give it a title. You say add new highlight up here, and then that makes a second highlight that starts where you've ended the first one, and you say, great, this is like my next highlight, or maybe the second highlight starts here. You say start segment here, and then maybe end the segment here. And if I'm thinking there was actually, this bit was bad, but then from here to here, that's another thing that's related to that, I believe I can go and split the segment here. I think that's how that works. Okay, is that how it works? No, it doesn't. That's not how it works. So let's say, okay, fine. Let's say this is the end segment here. And I'm thinking like, this bit was good, this bit was bad, but from here to there, that was good. I think this is how I do it. I go and click this and say split segment here. Then we have one segment at the beginning, and then the second segment may start here. May start here. There we go. Then if this is my highlight, then I have footage here, gap, footage there, and then that's that. And I can go and say add new highlight to make a third one, or I can just go and say publish highlights, and then this dialog comes up that says, okay, your first highlight, what's it called? I'm going to go and process this now, give it a description, and you say good stuff, save and next. It's at the bottom right here, save and next. And you click that, and now we're going into the kind of a similar dialog for the second highlight that you give a, description, save and next, and then it goes and processes these highlights, and these will not disappear from the channel. That's how that works. I hope this was helpful. I might turn this into a little clip, so that people who want to use the editor, that's kind of my Jay's quick tour for to the Twitch editor there. Exactly, when you clip it, then the videos won't vanish. And Prime members, this is what Julia was saying, Prime members get this benefit, Prime and Turbo members get the benefit that your live streams last, or will stay on the platform for 2 months before they're being deleted. If you don't have that privilege, then they are deleted after 2 weeks. Oh, you just got your hand slapped by Twitch, Rod. How could you? And it's true then, so if you're Prime or if you're Twitch Turbo, then you get 2 months. If you're affiliate or partner, then you also get 2 months. And if you're neither of those things, then you only get 2 weeks. That's how that works. Glad we can talk about these things. Slapping your hand on Christmas, that's crazy, Rod. What an attitude is that? Absolutely. Crazy stuff. So let's try out some of our characters in situ here. Let's say the female clerk. I'm still not entirely sure what I should say. And let's go and accessorize her a little bit with hair. Maybe this is what she's wearing. There we go. Nice. And I can go and give her some materials. Either this or that. Oh no, hang on. This has got to be a... This is a shader thing, isn't it? So I have to go do this. Different hair color. Nice. I love it. And we can give her hair props in there. That's nice. We can give her a pose as well. Oop. And then, I think, then I'm kind of done with the Synty guys. I might go and make... This is cool. I might then go and make a portrait for Darja. Darja, if you're still around, I'm making a portrait for you. Christmas portrait, which I've promised you. So that'll be nice. Yeah, this is one of those instances where I'm thinking maybe we can try D-Force. I don't know what that... I'm gonna have to look under your skirt, lady. I'm sorry. This may or may not work. No, so the geometry isn't split. So this is going to be a problem. I was going to put this... I was going to make this... D-Force possible here, but I think since the geometry is connected, I'm not sure it'll benefit. So in an ideal world, the skirt would be open at the bottom, and at that point this top bit could flap out and the bottom bit could, you know, just stretch a little bit. But I think since the geometry is connected, I think that's not going to work. So I'm just gonna go leave it like it is. I think that D-Force option is a little bit too difficult. Shops pack. So that was... Let's go have a gym guy. Whoops. Gym guy. Alt left click and drag him here. Perfect. Gym guy can have a pose. Maybe he's Superman. Oops, sorry, that was the wrong person. So this guy is Superman. There we go. Perfect. And we could get away with him being bald. Bold even. But let's see. Maybe he has messy hair. Yes, look at that. It snaps right into place despite his pose. So this is seriously awesome. I love that. And maybe Santa Claus we've already had. A musician male. Maybe he's our street musician. Ooh, very good, dude. It's the guitar pose here. Maybe this. Yeah, also nice. Good stuff. And everyone's posed. Man, I love it. That's just so cool. Give him a hairstyle. Maybe we'll give him a beard as well. Let's give him this beard. Haha! Beard and hair. You know, you can have both. Because you're a musician, man. I need a screenshot for this episode anyway, so this is just ideal. Let's do this. You can probably come forward a bit. Or not. Kind of depends. Yeah, I like maybe these guys in the background and then this guy in the foreground. Let's give us a bit... something like that. I think that's going to be neat. Let's create a new camera here from this. And then we'll say render settings. And we'll go and say here 16:9 is good. Aspect frame, camera 2. There we go. Yeah, kind of like that. And then we'll go and make a few head adjustments here. Hello. Oi, there we go, perfect. He can come forward a bit, and so can she. Oops. Dude. Sometimes it's just so tough to pick the correct bits and pieces here. And then we'll correct her head position as well. Oops, that's still you. Sorry. Sorry, buddy. Still you. It's Clark female. Oh, that's a bug in the power pose, isn't it? Why can't I just use her now? It's okay. She's probably okay the way she is anyway. Oh, dude. That is something I would love to see in DAZ Studio. It's something akin to the keyboard shortcut navigation, where you go and just G, X axis, and then you just move them around. That's kind of what I'd like to see. Yes, I know, you gotta subscribe, you know. That's the only thing that'll work to get rid of it. It's the same on Chris's channel though, isn't it? That's just what Twitch do to encourage people to subscribe. Sorry you're having a bad time, Kiwi. You shouldn't do that to yourself when it's Christmas. Oh, this is a little bit too blown out, so I'm just gonna make that a bit less blown out. So yes, I dislike adverts immensely. I've actually subscribed to Twitch Turbo for that reason, because I can't really watch streamers just for 10 minutes or so without, just like for 1 minute in fact, because there's just so many adverts. So I totally agree. 0.7. That should be good for a thumbnail. And then let's go and do a portrait for Darja. Right, that's another thing that is seriously not good, Pamela. The fact that when you refresh, the chat goes away. YouTube, again, it doesn't have that. So let's go and say Trio 2. And I'll quickly turn that into a thumbnail. I think we all agree that those are huge rooms for improvements. They had this every once in a while, that we found this out at one point, that we thought, oh, I've just refreshed my browser window and it's still the chat's still intact. Oh my goodness, what's happened? So we're all like super happy about this, but it's since went away, so I don't know what they're playing at. It's one of those things. Those are certainly areas of big improvement. Trio 2, there we go. Framing is of course debatable, but it's gonna be okay for a quick thumbnail here. There, give it a nice background. Perhaps is blue good? Is light blue good? Light blue might be nice. Might be too blue. Maybe make it a bit like this, maybe. Yeah, we'll do that. That'll be good. Border. Do we need a border? Don't think we actually need a border, but if we do have a border, let's go make it the same color as this man's shirt here. There. Alright. Rod, here, this is a question I have for you. I quite frequently use this a shortcut that I've set up, which is F2. And F2 for me does the export of essentially file export, quick export as PNG. So that's what I've set up on F2. I think on the Max F12, but you know, I use this quite often. But I also quite often use quick export as JPEG. But for that, I'd have to go and say export preferences and then tell this program to go, hey, use JPEG now, user quality. You say, okay. And then when I press F2, now it goes and exports me a JPEG. I would ideally, and maybe you can help me with this, Rod, I would ideally like to have two buttons, F2 PNG, F3 JPEG. And I'd like for this to just, you know, happen no matter which button I press, once PNG, once JPEG. And I'd like it to not go via file export save for web legacy or export as and then pick something, because this takes forever. Look at, if I go and click this, then it goes and opens this dialog with the previews, and I can change this here, but I'd like for this to be a one-click operation. Is that something you know how to set up? Which would be cool. If it is, then please let me know. I mean, for now I can just press F2 because I've just set it up to be a JPEG. Just thought I'd, you know, throw that in there. Synty hair trio, I'll call these guys. There. And then that's that already done. Kiwi, considering that you're not paying for anything else, that's not such a bad deal, is it? So, okay, let's go. No, we're going to go back into DAZ Studio. I'm going to go and save maybe my trio scene here. In over here. No, I hear you though, because you know you subscribe to 5 people and then that's expensive. But hence, again, subscriptions are subscriptions, and you know it's just one of those things. Yeah, it's just difficult to get around it. I mean, YouTube, same thing. YouTube, you have adverts all the time as well, and I don't like them either. It's just the world we live in, isn't it? But you can pay to get out of it. So you can, instead of subscribing to particular streamers, you can buy Twitch Turbo, and then there's no more adverts on Twitch full stop, no matter which streamer you view. So there's another possibility. But I know you're not into subscriptions, and I agree on the cost front. So yeah, I totally understand your predicament. Thank you, Rod. Yes, if you have tips and tricks about that, Rod, do let me know. How can I convince Photoshop to say F2, make me a PNG, F3, make me a JPEG? We can talk about this off stream, and you can explain this to me. Dear Pamela, let's not tell anyone it's perfect. Let's not rock the boat. Maybe different territories get different types of ads. Maybe Kiwi gets the ads that you should be watching. That's so mean. Okay, let's make a portrait. And this is Darja's Christmas portrait. So Darja liked, if I just go and do a quick excursion, Darja liked the portrait of young Minto that I've made. Let me see if I can find it here. I think it's on my ArtStation page, isn't it? Let's have a look here. ArtStation. Me. It's true. I agree. So this is the portrait that Darja liked, and she's called Young Minto. This is a character, I think today she's actually on sale, and it's kind of a young Asian character. She comes with the clothing, but not with the hair. So the hair I've borrowed from another character, which is called Rin. And I'm going to make you a portrait a bit like this. I'm not sure how it's going to come out, but you know, it's going to be nice to play around. And yeah, I don't know about colors or about outfits yet, but we'll just browse around, see what's floating around in my library, and we'll see what happens. Let's get started. So the character I will use is Rin. And is she in my library already? Rin, there she is, Rin for Genesis. So there she has a figure, she has lots of different colors as well as makeups. And she has full body, head, and that's, what is this? Also body apply? Full body, oh I see, this is the full character morph. This is just the head morph and this is the body morph. Okay, we have a figure here, that's good, that's good, that's good. So we'll do that. And I think I might start with my stream save text just to begin with, and then we'll just turn her magically into the Rin character. Was Rin, I'm so sorry, was Rin 8 or 8.1? Rin was 8. Okay, good. So we need to know that. And we'll see what happens. Do some laundry, Pamela. Very important. Right. So to her, in order to turn her into Rin, I'll go into actor and I'll go to full body and there's people and she might be under stylized. If I don't know, yeah, she's actually under stylized. This is Rin's body. This is what she would look like. And there's also the head morph, but I can also go into people. And she is stylized, and then that'll turn her into Rin, both the body and the head, which is nice. I can go and leave that, or I can go and mess around more if I wanted to turn this character into something else. But I think I might just use Rin, and then we'll see where we go. Let's see if we get some clothing. See what we have. Rin, I think Rin comes with clothing on the website. I could just use the same jumper here. Maybe I'll find something else. Pastel goth is a nice idea. Teresa outfit. I don't think I've tried that. What does that look like? Teresa outfit. See what happens. Yes, that is often a challenge, Darja. I agree. So auto fit does only so much. There's actually a video on my YouTube channel that will show you how to do it and not use auto fit. So that's quite nice. You bring in the clothing from Genesis 3, then you put the pose on manually, and then you change the compatibility base to Genesis 8 once it's in the different pose, and then you just say fit to, and then the auto fit isn't happening, and that's quite nice. So that might be good. Let's see what the outfit's like. So I don't think I've looked at this outfit yet. Let's see if there's are there any materials with it. It's only the red. I'm not sure if that's her outfit, so I'm thinking next. Sorry. Bing. There. Sorry, sweetie. See if we can find something else. Pastel goth. We could turn it into a samurai woman, or we can turn it into a stealth siren. That's neat. See if stealth siren is something that we want to do. That would be great. Thank you, Rod. I'm not sure. Sorry, siren outfit, you're not it. Sometimes it's all about just trying things out and seeing what works. There's some good things in the Toon generations. Rugi, that could be something. It might be too old for her, but let's try it out. Rugi, I like it. Materials for the clothing. Also comes with hair. That is kind of neat. So we have a few options here. The pink. Nice, I like it. Maybe like a pastel type pink, that's cool. Also good. I think this is the default. It's kind of a purple mauve type thing. Little green thing going, also not bad. I think I'm either leaning towards the pink or the yellow. I think maybe kind of a pastel yellow. I can do it, Darja, no problem. I'll share it in Discord. What do you prefer? Anything tickling your fancy? I mean, considering we're probably just going to see her upper body, so don't look at the skirt too much. Either this or we have that. I'm even thinking yellow, and then we can have like a really poppy yellow background. It might be nice to have just something yellow that pops, and then we can offset it maybe with something either pink or black hair or something red. See what's in the collection. I'm trying two hairs. This one is the Ruju hair, so I'll try that. But there's also the Rin hair, so I'll try both of these things. I might leave this, and let's see if while we're here talking about hair, let's try this hair. See if it works with Rin. It is deforce clothing, yes. So I'll deforce this. So I'm not sure if it'll work for our anime type head. It's deforce hair as well, I believe. So I mean, you know, it'll work, but is it going to be? I think it's gonna be a bit of a, I don't know. I'll try Rin hair. I think Rin hair. I used that in the other portrait, and I think that's probably for this character. I think it's probably going to be nicer. Which is a shame because we have a ton of good options here. Not that the Rin hair doesn't have a ton of good options. Select you and Rin hair, Rosita hair. Oh, that's okay. I didn't know that was hair. Rin hair. There we go. That's this. There. I think that works really well. And we have a hair clip here. And if that could also be yellow, that would be kind of cool. There. This is it. Clip yellow. Let's see if we can pop that in. Yes, there we go. That should be yellow. And then the actual hair, we'll see what tickles our fancy. So we have a few shades of pink and magenta and all that. So that's neat already. That's neat. Let's see what we can do about posing and expression, and then we'll worry about the hair color last. So we'll leave it on the default, and we're just going to remember that we're going to come back to this, I'm thinking. She has a pretty face, doesn't she? I'm glad you like her. She looks a little Aiko, that's true, yes. So for a portrait, you often don't need a full body pose. So often I'm thinking, you know, things like shoes and stuff, you don't really have to worry about it. If it's just about the face and the expression, then all I like doing is heading into here and typing into my pose controls. All these sliders here, they are products from 3D Universe, and that's called pose control. And that's really cool because with one slider you can go and change the whole figure. Let me go and get rid of the, whoops, I'm so sorry, sweetie, that's not what I meant to do. I've been meaning to say, go and bring your clothing back. Go bring your clothing and then go and do this all into low res. I just take the hair away because that makes DAZ Studio just render much faster. So I can go and use these sliders to already dial in a pose, and that's really neat. I don't have to worry about dialing in a whole pose. I can literally just play with these sliders here. And that's really neat because there's a lot of things that you can combine, and these are all controllers really. So they're a little bit like the power pose, but they are mini animations, if you will. And that's neat. So for a portrait, we don't often need a full body pose, which is why I like to just search for the natural torso pose. And that's one that turns the A pose not into something unnatural, but just something in which she's just standing. So often just like 80–90% is probably enough. Let's make it 90. And she's just standing naturally. Because most of this we don't really we don't really see. And then we can just make it all, whoops, sorry dude, sorry, come on, come on, there we go. Most of it we can then go and make over the expression. And maybe she's like super excited. I'm thinking she's really happy about, you know, what's about to happen. She's just had some good news, and that's, you know, that's neat. So I'm going to use I can try and use my expression sliders, see what's in my library. But if I'm not too happy about it, I can go and use the face controls, which are also just a fabulous product by Faux2D or DAZ Original, which is, you know, very nice. You got your first ad. Congratulate you. Yes, of course. What's an ad? Tell us more about it. What ad? Very good. Tell us more about it. Congrats. I love sharing and celebrating successes. This is brilliant. Let's see what we can do. Desire. Well, I don't know. Let's go zoom right into her face and just go and have a look at expressions here. Desire didn't work. Confident. Yeah, I don't know. I'll get rid of this. Disgust. No. She's happy, right? Excitement. Did we try excitement? Yeah, I don't know. Flirting, frown, glare, ignore. No. She's pleased, maybe. It's not pleased enough. There's silly, shock, smile, full face. It's going in the right direction, but also I'm not sure. Triumph HD. Almost. I don't know. There's got to be proper happiness in here. So, okay, I'll use the face controls. I'm also going to go and save my scene. Let me do that, actually. Always important. I'll call this Rin Happy PFP. Oh, there's some new sliders for the eyes. And oh, okay, they can just... That's neat. I didn't know that. But that's installed itself. So usually I do this with PowerPole, so I don't do this. Let me go and do the face controls. And they're under anatomy. I think, yeah, there we go. Face controls. They have a plate for Genesis 3, male and female, and for 8, male and female. I think this is the male one and this is the female one. It's a bit difficult to see with the smart content. So down here, you can just about see what it says here when you click on one of those. I can't really read. This is male, this is female. There we go. This is female. Gotcha. So this here, double click, will add that faceplate onto her head. There it is. It doesn't have to be visible this way, but just so that we know where it is, we have to select it, and then we can go into poses and search by female. Actually, no, it's by G8F. And then all the female poses are being displayed here. See what we can make of the thumbnail. Something that's really just happy. And it doesn't matter if it's too much, we can tone that down. And in fact, I might just start doing that with Puppeteer already. So this is the 0 position. Let's try that. That's happy-ish. So we'll click on that. And then we can go and mix between this and that. But maybe we want to do other things in here as well. So we go back to edit mode. This doesn't look too happy. This looks very happy, but also a bit crazy. So we can go and put that on here as another option. This I think we've had already. Then there's this one here. Just giving us some options here. There's some super excited. Let's put that here, and then we'll see if we can find something that's somewhere in between. Yeah, so that's kind of nice. So this expression wasn't it. This one was also not it. But if we pick something kind of in the middle here, until we're super happy. This is another happiness here. Let me try that. That one was cool. That one was also not bad. I'm liking this. I'm actually liking this, but I'd like for the mouth to be a little bit more open. And that I can override with the seam. That's kind of nice. So I'll just use this as it is, put the female, select the female head again, and then I'll go and pick something like an ah, maybe that could be, if I add that to it, it could be ah, could be also be ow, something like that. So that'd be good just to add that little bit of extra on there. Maybe ah was good. It was just not enough. So let's make that slider, you know, go more, increase maximum to 500, and then I can go and make it seriously crazy. So we don't want to do that, but we do want to go maybe a little bit over 100%, maybe. I don't know. Or ow, maybe that was better. There's also this, like that. I don't know. I think maybe just ah was nice just to get that. Or if that's not ticking all the boxes, I can say there's the smile open face here that I can add a little bit to it. So smile open face HD. What happens if I add a little bit of that in there? There we go. It's just a little bit extra. I like that. There's the other one as well. I think the smile open HD was even better. So this is not taking into consideration the eyes. So with the eyes, we'll deal with that separately. We can just make her look around and just go and make this, you know, it's like doing something like that. And we can also go and try and close the eyes a little bit more. I'm thinking more like, you know, the expression that you have when you smile with your eyes. There's also these sliders, see, these mouth smiles. Let's see what we can do with that. So if 30% open was good. Oh yeah, these could be useful. I haven't seen this product here. I gotta say, this is not something I know about. So this is nice now. Smile mouth. G101EL mouth smile C. I kind of like that. Maybe that's very anime. Or that even completely different personality. So very cool what you can do this. And if you want to mix and match these things into Puppeteer as well, that is also possible. It's just, you know, experimenting with all these things that takes just so much time. Maybe I'll try C. Oh, maybe actually I'm not the big fan of the mouth. I'm not sure. Maybe that was cool. And now I'll go and just add a little bit of the just eyes kind of closing. Not sleepy, but kind of more, you know. I think that might be nice. I'm happy with that. As if there's somebody off camera that she's kind of talking about, or, you know, somebody took a selfie of her, took a snapshot of her while she's looking over being happy. I think I'm good here. I think I'm good here. Ding, save. Ah, you know, yes, it can take forever. Sometimes it's seemingly stuck. I've had it hang for like days, literally, but it's often just there. So yeah, like you say, just go and have a look. You just have a look. Maybe it comes back at one point. All right, so if we're happy with the facial expression this way, welcome back, Pamela. Awesome. Let's see if we can accessorize the character. So aside from the hair, maybe we need earrings, maybe we need glasses, maybe we need a nose stud, or maybe we'll, you know, see what else is lurking about in my library. Let's have a look under accessories, maybe even under the product files here. So there's glasses, there's a necklace. There's one of these things here. Flower power necklace. Let's try that. That could be good. Necklace, we're good. I like it. And these are rings. We're not going to see the ring. Hairband, we're not going to see. But the flower power earrings, maybe that'll work. 1 and 2. The first one we're probably not going to see. Yeah, there we go. That might be nice. Or there's this here, the Casey necklace. Can't have all the necklaces, though. We have to make a decision here. So the flower power necklace, that was this. Oh no, that was the... Whoops. Do you know what? There's something else that is... I think it's part of the necklace. There we go. This is the Casey necklace. Do we want to use that? Or do we want to use the flower power necklace? We'd have to do a little bit of an adjustment there, but that's okay. Do we have materials on this? There's pink and yellow, green and blue. Blue might be cool. Blue or kind of red. That's also nice. We could make it like a red and yellow. That would be groovy. Yeah, it's shame on them. They should. Yes, we do this co-branding thing. That's exactly right. Yes, he drinks from my mug, I drink from his mug. That's just how we roll. It's funny, isn't it? Do you know, where did I find all the Bluetooth stuff? I think it was a freebie. I gotta be brutally honest. I think it was a freebie. Well spotted, though. I think Puppeteer is good for everything. It's good for mixing poses, expressions, even hair morphs. You know, anything can be done in Puppeteer. So then there's also pink here. I don't think I'm in for the green. Maybe this or that. I'm thinking this or that. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see the final render. It's kind of like, you know, lemon and pink sherbet type thing. Let's go red and yellow. And then there's also the flower power earrings here. I think we only need 1. But that also, did that do the same now? Do I need to apply that again? It probably has. Now there we go. It did this. So how did this, what does this look then? Is that better? No, I think maybe then this one here. Let's see if this is groovy or whatnot. I don't know. Let's see what she looks like with hair. And then also see if that's the correct hair. There's also, maybe we don't even see the earrings. I'll see if I can make the hair kind of blow to the back somehow. And also we should set up a camera then. While we're here, create new camera. There. And then we can run around and also go back to this. With the camera, I think I'm going to go and set up my perspective a little bit. And so instead of 65, I'm going to go and say maybe 120 is probably a good start. Or even something larger like 180. I think maybe 120 was probably good. There, 120 is good. That's neat. Depth of field we'll worry about later. Let's sort out the necklace. Oops. And the hair. So necklace first. I'll see if there's any adjustments that I can use. I think the earrings are probably okay. But the pendant, I think that might need a bit of... Oh, that's just flower larger and smaller. Those are the two options that we have. We can... It is rigged. So that's neat. It could... Does it? No, it's a rigid follow node. So you can do this and make it. I'm going to put it like this actually, because I'm going to go and let the clothing settle down before I settle this down. So it's deforce clothing. So let's see if we can just go and make the hair invisible and let the clothing just settle just with 30 frames. Save before you do this. Have a cup of coffee, see what happens. Right, so iClone has a similar concept, does it? It's, yes, the 3D game engines often call this a blend space, but it's not something you usually have control over arbitrarily. So blend space is this thing that lets the game engine make a walking animation go into a swimming animation. Like, you know, if you're in the air, then transition from this to something else. And it's kind of nice because that's why you don't see any pops in between these animations. That's the blend space. And in DAZ Studio, the puppeteer is kind of this 2D space that is exactly like a timeline in multiple directions, but without time. That's how I kind of like to think of it. That's very, very good. I like it. Poser has something similar. It has, I don't think you can transition from one to another, but you can certainly save the presets of whatever you're trying to mix in with one another. So it's basically like a shortcut for pose presets, but it does it in a way that you you can't transition from one to the other. You can dial in one or the other, but not both. Darja, thank you so much for the coffee. I appreciate that. Very good. Thank you. That's much appreciated. It's already in the cup. I'm already drinking it. That's very cool. It is always so nice when that happens. Merry Christmas to you too. I appreciate it. Let's go and see if we can go and put this guy. I wanted to do it. I wanted to let the clothing settle because this would have potentially interfered with the clothing and then caused the deforce explosion, and I'd like for that not to happen. I'm even thinking maybe we can make it larger. Wasn't that something we could do? I don't know if it's going to look ridiculous or not, but I just thought, you know, maybe that's neat. I don't know. Let's try it out. Let's try it out. Does she need glasses or anything? I do like glasses. See if we can find glasses for the lady. Now that I'm looking at her, I wonder if glasses are indeed the thing to do. Let me go and no. Oh, that's not what I meant. The face controls. I just meant to make them invisible because they just get in the way the moment we deal with glasses. So also accessories. There's these ones here, Bridget glasses. Do they work? They don't work great. Let's see if we can adjust them. Select Bridget glasses. Do we have anything under morphs here? Oh wow, they're fully rigged. So that's a total swizz. That's terrible. When that ever happens, the glasses are up there and the manipulator for the glasses was actually up here. Good stuff. That's good. Sometimes when these things are fully rigged, that's not good. I don't even know if they're going to look good or not. I'm not sure if they're good for her. I do like glasses, but I'm not entirely sure if this is what we want. Oh, they can shape. Look at that. This is cool. Bridget glasses. Not worrying about the handle so much, but this is cool. I do like that. Maybe something like this. That would be good to offset against her round face. Make it smaller. I love it. Goody. Darja, since it's your portrait, what would you prefer? And you can have anything in between. And this, again, you could just fiddle with these morphs on Puppeteer. That is also possible. So if you want to say this is like neutral glasses, and you say, I do like this in principle, you can put that over here, but I'm also kind of liking the look of that. Heart glasses. You can go put that down here. And then there was it these guys here? I think this was that, wasn't it? We go mix several shapes into one. That's also neat. So then you just go and say, well, I don't know really what my glasses are supposed to look like, but I'm going to have a look. Right? And you can animate this as well. This is just so cool. Pick your perfect glasses. You can have them half heart-shaped, so they don't have to be super heart-shaped. They can just be a little bit heart-shaped. I don't know. Something like that. They're called Bridget glasses. I don't actually know what product they're from. Elton John heart glasses, you think? Maybe just heart tendency. A little heartish. And we can also make the glass a little pinkish. That's another thing that we can try. And then we'll worry about the shape, of course. Sorry, not about the shape, about the fit. So yeah, base color is currently gray, but if we make it doesn't have to be super pink, but we could potentially, let's make it kind of pinkish. Or like pinkish red, so that it matches the other ingredients that she's wearing. Is that going to work? No, it's not going to work. Or it's not going to come out until we switch iRay on. That could be. Yeah, there we go. In iRay we have pink tint now. No, we don't. Why are we not tint? Oh, maybe it's in somewhere else. In kind of somewhere else. There's a glossy color. Metallic top coat. Could be top coat. Wait, oh, I don't know. What a shame. Could be the glossy color. Yeah, there we go. It's glossy color. Good stuff. So 186, 27, 56. Got it, got it. I've probably mixed up the number now. We'll pick another one. It was somewhere around here. Oh, that's too dense, isn't it? We need to have something that's a little bit lighter. Oh, come on. Lighter. There we go. Too saturated. Needs to be lighter and less saturated. Just have that tint in there. We'll see. We'll see if it works. I'm happy to not do it. It's okay. I just like a tiny hint of color there. Maybe something like this. I wonder. And this was in fact gray before, wasn't it? Maybe that makes a difference as well. Don't think it does though. We haven't even gone to the good part yet, which is the light. Or the fitting, in fact. Let's do the glasses fitting then. Yes, that is a downside. The slightly dark, do you do the darkened version? You like that? Bridget glasses. Okay, let me see if I can scale this up properly. Adjustment, arms in out, that's that. Arms front back, arms up down. I think it's the glasses arms here. Oh, that's nice. We can change all this about the glasses. That's very neat. Look at that's more shape adjustments that we can make. That's just so cool. Bridget glasses. It could be from the alt glasses section. That's possible. My goodness, look at that. I love it when creators do this. I mean, it's a ton of work, you know, don't underestimate this. Every morph here is something that they would have meticulously crafted and then added. As a morph target. That is just so cool. So let's see if X scale is going to do the trick. I don't know. Yes, but Yes, but no as well, because that's just going to scale the whole glasses and that's going to just look a bit crazy. So I'm thinking I might just go and take it into a program of my choice and then try to just select the geometry and just go and make it slightly wider. I don't think it allows me to do that. These are the shape morphs, these are the fit morphs. How about Ico Fit? Does that work? No, Ico Fit doesn't work. Charlotte, Merlin, Monique. Anyone tune here? Teen Josie, Fit. No, I'm going to probably do my own morph. And it's okay, we can do that. Yeah, because arms in, out, that's the kind of... That's as good as it gets. But then the rest I'd have to do this with, and while it would work, I think it's just a bit too wide. So what shall we try? Shall we try ZBrush? Why not? Let's try the ZBrush. Quick trip into ZBrush. It's not installed on here. Oh, good. That's unfortunate. So Hexagon is also not installed. That would be another option. So what I can do is use the other version of DAZ Studio that I have, in which it is installed, so I can just go and... Limits, Pamela, also good idea. Let me try that. Just see if the limits, if that's going to solve the trick. So the arms in and out limits, good idea. Good thinking, Batman. I'm thinking other applications immediately, so yeah, that's a good idea. Let's try that. I like it. Yeah, so the DAZ Studio Bridge is something that I haven't installed on my regular version of DAZ Studio. It's only in here. So file sent to... It's also not in here. Dude, what's going down? I'm super disappointed. Why is it not in here either? I'm like super disappointed already. Do we need to use the third version? It's the publishing build. I have 3 versions of DAZ Studio. I think when you install the GOZ application into one, it's only ever in one such application. It can't be in 2. I think it may have been in here. Let's just have a look. Yes, you said you got GOZ working again. That is really good to know. I'm so happy that you did that, because I know that many people have an issue with that. Sent to ZBrush, that is in menu, is good. There's other things that are missing from my menu here, but that's also okay. Let's see if I can actually go and just override the morph. That would be really easy. That'd be the easiest one. Rin happy, there it is. That needs to be installed. Why? I'm sure it is installed. Oh, don't be difficult. Fine. But it is installed. It's probably that the library isn't mapped. That could be. Sorry, cancel. Don't do it. My goodness, don't do it. Oh, don't do it. I've got the... could be that the outfits folder isn't mapped. What a shame. If I'd only remember where where my runtimes are. Are they not here? Are they not? Would it not say runtimes here somewhere? Is that not on the storage drive? Is that in here maybe? I'm sure it isn't. Maybe it's installed it now. I don't know. I don't want to install one product into 2 different directories. I think I've screwed it up now, Pamela. Ouch. Oh, there she is. It's all good now. It's all good now. Let me see if I can just override the glasses morph. Because ideally I just go back to the other version of DAZ Studio. I don't want to screw things up too much. And was it adjustment arms in out? That was it, right? Let's see. I mean, they were still not bending, so they were just making it this way, I think, but still. use limits. Maybe I'll use limits, but say 500 is the max. So it's, oh, there we go. It does do that, doesn't it? That is actually really cool. I like that. This is exactly what I wanted to do. Yeah, perfect. Well done, Pamela. That is awesome. That is awesome, because now I can do more fine adjustments here with that. I can go and put the glasses here and then just put them on her nose. This is nice. Pamela, very nice, very nice. Well spotted. I might just go do this in the other version of DAZ Studio because I know things are working there, which was the release version. So let's go and close this. Very good. I'm glad about this. And I will just install GoZ in the release version, because every once in a while I do use ZBrush, but I'm usually in the wrong application, so one of those things. Oh, Twitch keeps freezing on your iPad. That's uncool, Jeremy. Welcome back, though. Jeremy, we need to talk about converting Synty assets with your Magic utility. Talk me through it again. How do you do this? You do use Unity for this, right? Is that right? You load the Synty demo level that comes with the Synty pack into your version of Unity, and then you export the whole level out with this Magic utility that I've forgotten what it was. Because last time you sent me that, I could import it perfectly into DAZ Studio, and it was, separate objects, and it was basically all exactly what we needed. Let me know what that utility is. I'd love to take a look at it myself. Or hire you to do conversions. That's also okay. I'm seeing nasty things in her eyes here. We need to have a look at that. This here, do you see that? I'll see if we see it in the render. It might just be eyeball dodge that we have to take care of, but we'll see. See what works best. First glasses. Fab. It's not quite on her nose, but I think I'm going to be okay with that. I was trying to put it kind of more down on her face and then just rotate them around like so. Ish. This is also a good idea for this guy to be world then. We're not going to see behind her ears. I just want to make sure nothing's intersecting all too badly. I like the idea of the glasses kind of being slanted down a little bit, but I think that might just be a bit too much here. Oops. Let's see what this gives us. Because it also then occludes this bit in the eye, so we don't have to worry about that too much. Let's see what we can do about lights and also hair. Yes, I was going to do hair and just give the hair a little bit of, what's it called? A little bit of an adjustment, so something just a bit wafty, I'm thinking. It just blows shapes and styles. Let's see, styles. Something a little bit windy and frizzy as if it's, you know, frizzy hair with a... Oh, I can make it a bit longer. That is nice. A blows here. That's nice. So one direction, maybe left or right. Oh, that's the wrong one. Ponytail left or right. That's neat. But also other things to the left. There's usually also more. So there we go. Something like that. Just like, you know, make it a bit... Make it waft in either direction. Or in both directions, I don't mind. Maybe this is nice, I don't know. Well, I'm still thinking of the... Yes, good point. I don't know how this is going to work. We might see something, you know, going through here. I just, you know, it's a good point. It's a very good point. I like to do something about the front here. I think they call it a fringe. But it's a very good point, Pamela. Sometimes you want to really have a look at everything before you start meddling. Ponytail, is that the one? Oh, that's this. That's nice. Yeah, let's make that come out. That's cool. It's messy. Nothing on the fringe here. Front hair. Oh, that's that. I think I was okay with that. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Let's see how it looks in regards to lighting then. So with the default lighting, it's going to look a little, you know, a little lame. See what I've got here. And then let me try 200 iterations with the denoiser. And let's see what we can do to brighten this up a bit. So I'm thinking like a yellow type background, because then we have all this this yellowness, and with the red that might be quite nice, and we make it pop out a little bit. Pop vision could also be orange, I'll see. And these are good starting points, but I might just go and add something else to it. Could be yellow, could be orange as well. I might try putting the light from different directions, like orange. That's nice. Look at that. This is neat already. I like the contrast here that this changes. I also like that the eye shape is changing a little bit. I like that. So you're already going in the right direction. I like that. I even like the hair color. So there's really not that much I'd like to change. I like the purple frilliness here. That's also neat. I might give her a catch light from the back. But that's just awesome already. I'm thinking, you know, this is really cool. I think I'd like to try out. So I'm noticing that the yellow is blowing out a little bit. So I'd rather turn down the lights a bit and then just make sure this has a little bit of definition here, which currently it doesn't. So that I might just turn that down. Hair is actually neat. I like that, but let's see if we can see what other things look like. But background wise, I'm already sold. I think I'm good with that versus something more yellow. I think orange was neat, but it doesn't hurt to try these things out. And also so the difference between these is background color, but also HDRI rotation. So you see light coming from different angles. And that'll have an impact on what the portraits look like. Yes, I think for me it's an interesting toss-up between this one and that one. I think I like this color even better because it matches the glasses. Let's see. Hair. Hair. We barely see the rin thing, but that's okay. It's also yellow. That's good. We can also try that in orange. That might also be neat. Oh, it's red actually, but that's, you know, neat. I think we're going to stick with yellow here. That's cool. Hair color. So this is blue. Oh, that is what we're having. Then this is dark. So that takes that blue tinge away. Also nice. Then there's magenta. Yeah, I don't know. That's not good. Then there's gray. That might also work. You don't really know how these things behave unless you try them out. Peach Blow. That's a good color. I like the name. And it would actually match her things here. I think it's a bit light. So if we were to go down this route, I'd suggest a darker background. But Peach Blow is kind of a cool color. Purple, I think that is that along the same lines, just a bit darker, could be. Would also work. Again, I'm thinking with the darker background. I think red's probably too, I don't know, that might not work. Or does it? No, I'm not sure. There's too many competing accent colors then. Rice. Oh, is that blonde? Also interesting because of its neutrality. There's also silver. Matches her necklace indeed. Also not bad. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe Peach Blow. Why don't we try Peach Blow and we'll try to have a darker background then. So we could stay with the same color tone, but just make it a darker version of that. And then it would also be groovy because we can go and give her like a catch light from either straight from the back or from kind of from the side. We'll try this out. But seriously good. I think, you know, very nice, very nice. We're going the right places. Let's see if we've got anything else in our exciting click and render pop library here. So like these are the dark backgrounds. They'll also work really nicely, especially with that added catch light. Just for additional separation. And we'll do some depth of field as well. It draws attention more to the colors that we have here, but I also like the dark orange here, this one. See if I can put this, just make it a few tones darker. And then of course I can go and do this in Photoshop. So the environment tint, I'm gonna go and just make that darker. Kind of 50%. See what that looks like. That turns down everything. I guess it's the same as saying 0.7. I might go with this and then replace it with the orange in Photoshop and just make it just take the same color, just replace it in Photoshop, make it a bit darker. There's something going on in the eyes here, but I'll replace that in Photoshop. That's okay. I'll go and have a go at the light coming from the back. Maybe 0.8 even. And we'll do some post fixes there. That's gonna be okay. Tongue out. Okay, we can try that. Tongue out is good. Create, not point light, sorry, that was wrong. I didn't mean that. I meant create spotlight. Viewport transforms. I'll call this one a rim light. I could call it a rim light. See what I did there? Crazy. I'm here every Thursday. Parameters, constraints, and we'll say it'll be Genesis, hip, abdomen, lower, upper, chest, lower, chest, upper. And then that'll point that there. Then we go under light and we'll say photometrics 100,000, maybe with that's all good. Light geometry disk, and don't render the emitter. Oops. Use local coordinates, check. Bring that closer. I'll see what that looks like. This might be pants, but that's why we're doing tests. I might actually dolly out just a little bit, that we see more of her head. So this is going to be my rendered view here, and at the bottom I'll go and see if my meddlings with my camera do something. Often if we have a strong HDRI, we have to really go strong on the backlight as well, just so that we can see this kind of catch light here. I'd like to bring that out, but then also if we go and zoom out a tad, just a smidge. Black and white here is quite nice. Sometimes you see something that you don't see in the color version. Kind of depends what we want to emphasize. I think maybe the previous one was quite nice, but also not quite strong enough. That made it stronger. See if I go and disable that. Can I actually see a difference? Yes, I can see a difference. That's nice. Okay, it's these highlights here that I'm looking for. That's nice. So it can be strong. With the disc, it's already a bit softer. I might leave it. I might try 50 just to see if a softer version of the light makes a difference. I think it's good this way. Maybe I'll make it half, so 25 in the light geometry. That makes the highlights a little bit brighter. So okay, let's go depth of field. I think we can do that in here as well while watching this. So it's camera depth of field. Watch it from the top. Focal distance, we have to do this kind of manually here. It's probably on the correct spot-ish, but I want to see what how the glasses are affected. So yeah, it looks like I need to come back a tad, like here maybe. I think that'll be good. I wouldn't want to make it stronger. I mean, we could try, but I think if we make it 12, I think then we get this bit too soft. So I think maybe the default here, 22, is probably okay. All right, I think we're there. Bounces too much from the hair, like it's a bit too strong, you think? Let's do a render and put it into post-production, and we'll see if it's what it comes out there, because I'd like to have that control over the background, and we'll judge it from there. Yes, let's stick with this, and then we'll go back. I think I might render one as it is. And then I'll do a slightly better one with there's also, I think, hair transparency issue, I think. I'll just do this with 100 iterations just so that I have a reference for the background. And I might just make one a bit larger. Crispy is better, I'm thinking that as well. Yeah, I think we have transparency issues with the hair here. So I'll go fix that. Just to pick up that color, that's quite nice. And this just will fix that in Photoshop. So Rin preview. Let's go fix transparency. There's just so much to do. Oh, also, do you know what we haven't done? We haven't actually applied her skin material. I'm just realizing this now. I've still got my stream safe textures on, so let's see what she looks like with her pale skin. And so that's important. We'll need to do that. There's also no eyelashes on her. I'm just realizing this. I'm glad we're talking about this. Rin hair transparency. Alrighty, so we have cut out opacity for all these guys, and we're going to go 0.999. And that's fixed the trend. Oh, hang on. 0.990 then. There we go. That's fixed the transparency issues in the hair that we had here. Good point. Rin, sweetie, you're not wearing the skin that the creator had intended for you. Or the eyes. We have eye makeup stuffs to do. Just saying. Rin all maps. Boom. Aha. And now, of course, what eye colors are we talking about here? This is kind of color 1. Difficult to see. It's a purple one. We can do that. Let's do purple, and then it all blends in. I like that. I think that might also be under render settings. This is one of those things you got to do. Auto headlamp never. That's important. Filament draw options are probably a little hot here. Righty, let's see what that looks like as a render. Glad we're doing this. Oh, did you? How exciting! That's cool. I didn't know it was your favorite. I just picked it. I thought it's going to look good together. So I'm going to replace the background in Photoshop, but I'm going to stick with this exact color scheme. I just want to make it a little bit darker, and I hope I've fixed the hair transparency issues now. Which it looks like I haven't, so I'm still picking up some nasty bits here. Not what I wanted. So now she's got this very bright porcelain type skin. I think that works even better. See what we can do about makeup. Maybe there's a makeup option that makes her just lips a bit more pronounced. I like the eye color matching the hair color. Still not sure about the hair transparency, so we need to go give that another go. Cut out opacity, so 0.95 then maybe. Maybe that'll fix it. It needs to happen on every surface of the hair. And it's a bug in iRay, I think. Or something. Or my denoiser is enabled. Alright, let's have a look at makeup then. Yeah, look at that. There's lip color and eyeshadows here. Maybe this is eyeshadow we're barely going to see. This was the default. This is slightly more mauve, or we can give her something stronger. That might be good for a little extra contrast. Purple lips, maybe. I think even paler, I wouldn't go with that. There's also the eyelashes. I need to put those on because we have materials for that, but we don't have the eyelashes yet. So anatomy. Oh, there we go. It's in. And then we're nearly done. Bit of post-production, we're good. Anatomy, eyelashes. Ka-ting. Eyelashes. Gotcha. Materials. Rinse eyelashes. The eyelash material. Gotcha. Lips, maybe like this. Let's try that. Let's try that. See what happens. And if this looks good, then I'll go and render a larger version out that we can then go and post-produce. Oh, let's have a look. Thanks for letting me know. So very pastel. I like it. This is all the same kind of color tone. I like it. The end of the hair. Let me know where that is. So this, I hope this just needs more iterations. I've seen this before and usually it goes away the way I've done it, but it looks like in this case it doesn't go away, so I might have to go and do some smoothing or maybe more iterations. We'll sort that out. Yeah, let me know which part of the hair you think is messed up. So far I'm thinking this is probably all okay here. I like the loose strands, this is all good. I might turn the light down a little more because of her pale skin. I'd like for these highlights not to blow out in the render. I'm happy to do it in post-production, but I'd like to keep as much detail as possible. Yeah, what do you think? Let me know where you think the hair might be messed up. Good point. She would totally need to wear a face mask. Are the glasses okay? Are the glasses okay? That's a very good point, Julia. I think I'm actually okay with this. I'm just going to go and increase the iterations to 1,000. I'm going to let this cook a little bit more. Hey, I'm glad we did this. I'm quite proud of this. This looks nice. It's something, you know, you think, hey, this is good. Hey, I totally forgot I need to render this with a transparent background as well, so I'll just render this all again. Thank you, Beeble. I like it. I like it. See what Photoshop tips and tricks we can apply in a moment. I totally forgot to put, so turn light down and light down a little bit and what was the other thing? Transparent background. There we go. Yeah, so actually we can probably stop it now. I'll call this Rin preview and save it out here. There, so light, comma, less. I'm at 0.8, so I'll say 0.7. 0.6 maybe? 0.6. 0.6. It's okay if it's too dark. We can always bring that up. And then background, draw dome, no. And I might just make it a bit larger, so 2400 by 2400. For a little extra resolution. Do you know what, let me go to the bathroom quickly. I'll be back in about 5 minutes, but I will go and let this render and let you watch over it as it happens. Okay, I'll be back. I'm back, everyone. What have I missed? 249 iterations and counting. Oh, okay, I like it. Oh, the Matrix IV. I like it. Have fun. Thank you so much for dropping by. Good to see you. Merry Christmas. Oh, also, speaking of watching things, tonight at about 8, I believe, Chris is going to do a social on his channel. I'm going to give him a little shout out here, Mr. Chris. He has, oh, there we go, Great Minds Think Alike. I love it. Look at that. At the same time, sniped in there. We're going to watch old cartoons and we're just going to have a chat and we're going to drink some eggnog and it's going to be all nice. It's going to be great. While this runs its course here, this is, I think we're done with that. Another thumbnail we've done today, very good. Let me go and open the one we've just put on the desktop here, the RIN preview. And I'm gonna make that larger. Image size 2400 by 2. Resolution, I don't know, we'll leave it like it is. I think it's probably 72, I should have done that. So no, not canvas size, it's image size. Edit, image size, 2400. So DAZ Studio renders in 72 dpi. And this is just so that I have a little reference of how I want to build up the background. So it's going to be this. We'll let this render, and we'll just start working on the background here. So I'll start with the solid color, which is going to become this orange. So I'll double click that and I'll just pick this orange up, and then I don't need this anymore because this is now my orange. It's kind of neat. And Rod and I were talking about this super fabulous object selection tool earlier. That's this thing here, that with the W letter, there's a couple here, the quick selection, magic wand, and object selection. This is just so cool. So basically you just select, you draw a mask around what you want to select, let Photoshop think about it for a second, and it makes super accurate masks these days. So this is something that that never worked in previous versions of Photoshop. So if you do want to mask this off now, we have her completely, well, it's almost well separated. I suppose it still has issues with this, but on things that have sharp edges, it does a really good job at doing that. So thankfully we don't have to, we don't have to do it. And I can just go bring her into here, and that's that. So this is kind of my background preview. I'm going to add also a gradient over here, and that's just a black and white gradient that gives my background a little bit of, just a bit of variation, and it's something that I just go and try out. Oh, it's got the wrong colors here. And it doesn't really matter how it looks, just, as long as it blends in with the picture. If we find this is a bit too harsh, I can just go and tone that down, or I can just use multiply. That's also groovy. So I don't really know how that's going to work, or if I'm going to use it. I might also use a radial one. It just gives that whole orange a slightly different approach here. I don't know if that's going to be nice or if it's going to be distracting, but we'll work it out. We'll work it out. How's DAZ Studio doing here? 600 iterations. That's probably already okay. I don't think we need much more than that. Yeah, now that I've turned down the light, I can see more separation here. I've just noticed there's something else that I've forgotten to do. She is still base resolution. She's not high resolution, actually. So I'm going to have to go and stop this once again and actually turn her over to high resolution. It's looking good already, but the geometry, I think the hair is okay, but I think the base character is still base resolution. And it's very difficult to see, but you can just about make out little squares here. So I'll just call this preview 2 and we'll mess with the color correction while we let DAZ Studio take care of this. So it's in the character here, I think that and the clothing. So let's go and switch all that over. I totally didn't realize that because I switched base res on because it was easier to work with. But now for the final render, of course, we need to switch that on. High res, there we go. She's high res. How about the hair? Hair's base res now. It's just oh, the hair doesn't have high res. Okay, cool. And then the top here, upper is also high res. Haha, there we go. Neat. So we'll go and let this render now without the background while we worry about color correction. And then we'll see how far DAZ Studio goes here. All these details. Magic denoiser. Now we don't have these squares on her skin anymore. It's all like, you know, smooth. That's kind of what we want. And we also no longer have issues in the eyes, so that's been smoothed out as well. I'm liking it already. Good stuff. But hey, that's all good for before we, you know, it can just do this and we'll go and deal with the color correction now. We're in preview 2. That goes in here. Boom. There, nice. So in order to go and play with the background here, I don't know if I want that. If I want to play with this actually. Oop. It's always one of those things you can play with it and see what you like. I think maybe we're not going to use it. I think I'm going to go and leave this to the vignette. I think vignette's always this nice thing that lets you draw attention to your characters. I should really just set up something like that and just load it in if and when I need it, but I never really do that. You can do a vignette also in DAZ Studio directly, but again, I prefer kind of to have this control in Photoshop. Bucket tool, invert selection. I'm sure there's many more clever ways that you can do this. Oop, what happened? That was delete. I meant invert. And then just fill this with, whoops, fill this with black. Unselect, turn into a smart object, because then we can go and put our Gaussian blur filter on here. And with the smart filter, it will now remember this value. So if this is a bit too harsh for me or whatever, I want to make it less or stronger or whatnot, I can go and do that retrospectively, so it's not burnt into the picture. So I might try 100. And that does this, and now I'll just drop down the opacity. And it doesn't have to be much of a vignette, but that is already giving me this this separation here. I'm now even thinking the vignette can probably be a bit smaller, I suppose, due to the way I've drawn the circle. I kind of like for the vignette to be even smaller. Let me just do this again. Oh, in fact, let me go and leave this, and I'll make another one, and then we can compare which one we like best. So shift to make it like this. Literally just go and focus in on her. Like so. Invert. Bucket tool. Smart object. Filter Gaussian blur. Do this again, and maybe 100 was okay. 100 was okay, and then we just go drop down the opacity. And maybe this is too much now. You know, let's just see what we do. Maybe I think actually the blur was too small. So if we go and make this maybe 200 and we get something like this, I think that's what I'm after. Or we can also try that with this. See if 200 does something we like better. So it makes it kind of more lomographic here. Also takes a bit of the opacity of the background away. It's one of those things. see which one we like, or we like both of them, we don't know. There's also this thing about the background. I think we wanted to try and make it a bit darker. Let me go and duplicate this so that we have one stashed, and one we can go and just try out what happens when we just make it darker, more saturated. Here, see, this is what I like about the background layer control. So I like this kind of control. I like it. Photoshop Cafe, you know what? I really have to check this out. I haven't got... it's one of those things I just keep forgetting to check this out, Rod. How to record this as an action? That's true. Yes, I could do that. Yeah, that's a possibility. So this actions panel here, I could just do this as an action. But the trouble is that often I change image resolution. So if I always have the same render resolution, then it'll always work. But if I change it, then, you know, I'd have to have one action, I think, for 1200 by 1200, for 2400 by 2400. But yeah, that's a possibility. You just go into this here and record an action and just do all your steps and say stop, and then you can just go and replay that action. That's possible. Yeah, that is also possible. What are we thinking of the darker background here versus the lighter background? I kind of like both, I have to say. I'm even thinking maybe we can mix them in. I can't quite decide. Lighter, you reckon? What does Darja think? I kind of like them both. I do like both of them. I really can't decide. It's also not a perfect monitor to judge this by. If you say lighter, I'll go and I'll leave it light for now. See what DAZ Studio thinks about this. 500 iterations in. That should be kind of be enough. I'm okay with how this looks. There comes a point where more iterations don't actually make the picture better, you know, it just makes it take longer. 500, I'm good with this. Rin final. Place embedded. Rin final. Ding. All right. We'll make you invisible, and now we have final picture. So all we need to do is now decide. Lighter because of the glasses. Okay. This would be darker. Yeah, okay. I kind of like both versions. I might make the vignette just a tad stronger. And then we have kind of middle ground here. I don't think we need to do anything else on here. I think we're all good. So sometimes I look at the eyes and make things a little darker with the dodge and burn tools. Or there's other bits and pieces that need fixing, but I think not in this case. I think we're all good here. You still have definition, you still have detail in here. You can try color correction on top of this and see if that makes a difference. I'll just go and make it so that it only affects this layer here, and just to see if it actually does anything. So just add a little bit of contrast to her. That might enhance definition or make her lighter or darker. It's a tricky one for me to judge on this monitor, I gotta say. I like the lightness she has, but just that extra bit of contrast actually makes it better for me, I'm thinking. Put it up for sale, absolutely. Why not, indeed? Well, there you go. Darja, how are you doing? Are you happy with this? If you're happy, we're good. Yes, me too. I do like the character as well. That's Rin, and I think it's Rin with the Rin hair. I don't think Rin has any clothing with her. There might be Rin clothing, on the store, but she's super sweet, and it's just super cool. I think what we've done here, and it's the whole process I'm super happy with. I gotta say, I like the glasses, I like the expression, I like the color combination. I think we've done a really good job collectively. Just put this together, you know, on Christmas Day. Isn't that cool? I like that you like her, Brian. Awesome. There you go. You can, I mean, we can do all kinds of things there. You can put, because it's all anime type style, you can put these little stars behind her that they do in anime novels, just a couple or so. But, you know, I might leave that for another day. Yeah, I think for now, I think we're done. I think I want to go and save this. And then I'll put it up on my ArtStation page and maybe even put it up for sale. It's one of those things. It was lovely doing this. Rin Final. Oh, actually, do we have it? Rin Final. Rin in orange. That was that. My friends, you gotta grab dinner, I'm gonna grab dinner. Thank you so much for being here with me and doing both the Synty work as well as the wonderful Rin character. If you want to pick it up, I'm gonna put some links maybe in the description here or in the chat in a minute so that you know who she is, and if you wanted to grab her. I think she is on sale. Was that Young Minto? I don't remember. One of them was on sale. I don't remember. My friends, have a wonderful, exciting, super happy Christmas, and I will hopefully see you tomorrow, same time, same place, for more Schnick Schnack and shenanigans. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.